Welcome to AI Brief. This is our 220th deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the thick of the latest in AI, our mission to pull out those, crucial bits of knowledge you need. We'll be covering some pretty exciting ground breakthroughs in making AI images look, well, real big infrastructure moves, surprising shifts in the enterprise AI market, and a really interesting study on AI and productivity. Specifically, we're looking at a new model fighting that AI look, OpenAI's big European expansion, who's actually leading in enterprise AI spending right now, it might surprise you, and a study that kind of flips the script on developer productivity. Plus, our usual quick rundown of other news and tools.
And what ties all this together, I think, is seeing these underlying trends surface. You've got this relentless push towards AI realism, these big strategic plays for market dominance, and then the often complex reality of how AI actually fits into how we work. This should give you a pretty clear picture of where the cutting edge is right now.
Okay, let's dive in. First up, image generation. If you thought telling AI pics from real ones was hard already, well, it's about to get harder. We've got some exciting news from Black Forest Labs and Krea. They're tackling that AI look head on. They've just dropped FLUX.1 Krea. It's a new open-weight image model, and its whole goal basically is to wipe out those telltale signs, the waxy skin, blurry backgrounds, weird colors. They say it's down to a really diverse, carefully curated training data set.
And this is pretty significant. They're claiming it's not just state-of-the-art for open models, which is a big deal in itself, making powerful tech more accessible, but that it actually rivals top closed systems in human tests, even their own FLUX 1.1 Pro. Plus, it fits right into the existing FLUX.1 ecosystem, so developers can, jump right in.
Okay, rivals closed systems. That's a bold claim for an open model.
It is. And what it suggests is that this whole AI aesthetics problem, it is solvable. It comes down to really careful training. Think about it. People are already getting fooled by older models. This next wave, it's going to make telling AI humans from real humans, well, much, much tougher. Makes you wonder about visual authenticity online, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It raises some fundamental questions.
Okay.
Moving from the visuals to the foundations, let's talk infrastructure. OpenAI is making a huge move with its Stargate project expanding into Europe. They've launched Stargate Norway, their first AI data center on the continent. And huge is the word. We're talking 100,000 NVIDIA GPUs aiming for fully renewable power by late 2026. Capacity starts at 230 megawatts, but it's expandable up to 520. I mean, that's potentially one of Europe's largest AI compute centers right there.
Yeah, and the location choice is smart. Norway offers that cool climate, which helps with efficiency and a strong renewable energy grid. Plus, they're planning to redirect waste heat from the GPUs to power local businesses, sort of a circular energy thing. There's serious backing, too, $1 billion from Acre in Manscale. And Norway's now the first European partner in this OpenAI for Countries program, which is interesting. Yeah. Suggests deeper national partnerships, maybe.
OpenAI for Countries. What does that actually signal, do you think?
Well, it could mean things like localized data processing, maybe even custom models tailored for national interests or regulations. It's definitely a strategic layer. And, this whole expansion kind of counters those earlier whispers about Stargate having problems. It shows OpenAI is serious about spreading the cost and the infrastructure load globally, especially after that massive Oracle deal they inked.
Okay, so OpenAI is building out globally. But what about adoption? Let's pivot to enterprise AI, because there's a fascinating shift happening there. A new report from Menlo Ventures suggests a surprising new leader is emerging just as spending is really taking off. Get this, enterprises apparently doubled their spending on LLM APIs in just the last 6 months. We're talking $8.4 billion. But here's the kicker, Anthropic. They've jumped into the lead with 32% model usage share. That's ahead of OpenAI at 25% and Google at 20%. A huge swing from last year when OpenAI had like half the market.
Wow, okay. That is a significant shift. What else did the report find?
Well, code generation is apparently the breakout use case. Developers are leaning towards whole ecosystems of AI coding tools, not just single agents.
Interesting. And what about switching providers?
That's another key thing. Platform stickiness is incredibly high. Something like 66% of companies just upgrade within the same ecosystem instead of jumping ship.
Right, which makes sense. Integration is complex. And what about open source in the enterprise?
It seems to be stagnating, actually. Enterprises are prioritizing performance and reliability, apparently over the cost savings of open source.
So putting it all together, spending is budding, but platforms are sticky, and open source isn't making huge inroads in enterprise yet. It really points towards a potential winner-take-most situation, doesn't it? Early advantages are becoming strong competitive moats.
But Why Anthropic specifically? Is it just the focus on safety or something else driving that enterprise adoption so quickly?
It could well be the safety angle that constitutional AI approach likely resonates with large risk-averse companies.
Mm.
Or perhaps they're just performing better on those key enterprise tasks, like the code generation you mentioned. It might just be a slightly better fit for what businesses need right now.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, let's talk about productivity, because a new study from METR is really challenging the hype. You know how AI has been pitched as this magic wand for developers? Well, this study suggests reality might be a bit different, at least for experts. So they had expert developers fix 246 issues in code bases. Some used AI, some didn't. Beforehand, the devs predicted AI would make them about 24% faster, but the data, it showed they were actually 19% slower with AI. And the weirdest part, even after seeing the data, the developers still felt AI made them 20% faster. That perception gap is huge.
That is fascinating. Why the slowdown? Did the study offer reasons?
Yeah, 5 main things. First, the review burden just fixing AI code took too much time. Second, high standards AI struggled with the complexity of quality code bases.
Okay, what else?
Third, a knowledge gap AI lacked the deep domain knowledge experts have. Fourth, expert efficiency. These devs were already really good and fast. And finally, context switching using AI just broke their coding flow.
Right, that flow state is critical for developers. It's important to frame this correctly, though. This was a snapshot from early 2025, looking specifically at experienced open-source developers using frontier models. It's not saying AI slows everyone down, it's more nuanced. It shows benefits aren't automatic, especially for top performers.
Yeah.
It's like giving a master chef a newfangled robot arm to chop vegetables. It might actually slow them down initially because their own skill is already so optimized.
That's a great analogy. Okay, let's widen the lens now to other key AI news buzzing around. First off, Apple. Sounds like they're planning to seriously ramp up AI investments. Their stock's been lagging some rivals, and Tim Cook says they're ready for M&A. There are even whispers about acquiring Perplexity, a big catch-up play potentially brewing there.
And speaking of big players, let's look at revenue. OpenAI is reportedly at $12 billion annualized revenue, Anthropic at $4 billion. While OpenAI leads, Anthropic is closing the gap fast. It was a 20x difference in 2022. Now it's only 3x. Shows their enterprise focus is really paying off, while OpenAI dominates the consumer side. Different strategies, both growing rapidly.
Interesting contrast. Meanwhile, potential friction between NVIDIA and China. Reports say China's Cyberspace Administration is probing NVIDIA over alleged security issues in their H20 AI chips. This follows concerns raised about potential tracking capabilities, which NVIDIA denies. It highlights the whole geopolitical tension around critical AI hardware.
Definitely. On the model front, Cohere just dropped Command, a vision aiming for state-of-the-art multimodal vision tasks, specifically for enterprise needs. Constant innovation there.
And sticking with models, StepFun released Step 3. It's an open-source multimodal reasoning model that's apparently performing really well, even beating some big names and at a low cost. Shows the power of open source.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like video model companies, Runway and Luma AI, are exploring new avenues. A report suggests they're looking into using their tech for robotics training and simulations, finding new ways to monetize those powerful video models.
Makes sense. And in funding news, AI infrastructure platform Fail just raised another $125 million. That puts their valuation at $1.5 billion. Clearly, investors still see huge value in the underlying AI infrastructure.
And one more on the cutting-edge agentic AI startup Menace launched wide research. It uses agent-to-agent collaboration, basically deploying hundreds of specialized AI subagents to tackle a single complex task together, like an AI team working on one problem.
Hundreds of subagents. Wow. Okay, let's wrap up with a few trending AI tools that caught our eye. First, Showrunner lets you create personalized, playable TV episodes. Sounds wild. Then there's NEO from Neo AI, positioned as an autonomous ML engineer. And Google's Alpha Earth Foundations for creating on-demand maps using AI.
Also Tavis, for building interactive AI humans that can see, hear, and act. Jog AI looks interesting for quickly turning ideas into AI avatar videos. And First Quadrant aims to boost B2B sales using human-centered AI. Infogrammy turns data into infographics. And finally, Promptessor, a tool specifically for refining and optimizing your AI prompts, which is becoming crucial. So thinking about all this, AI images getting hyper-realistic, but AI may be slowing down expert coders despite their perceptions. Makes you wonder, how do we need to think about AI success? Is it just about raw capability? Or does it need to encompass more like human perception, how well it integrates, maybe even the friction it causes? What does successful AI really look like in practice? Something to chew on.
That's a great thought to end on. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. To stay sharp on everything AI, make sure you follow AI Brief wherever you get your deep dives. And please do share us with anyone you think would find this valuable. We look forward to the next one.